So my name is Michael Randolph, and today I'm coming as the head of economic development with the West Tampa CDC. I'm also the CEO of the Center for Nonprofit and the National Institute of Strategic Planning. Today, we have a business in West Tampa that we want to introduce to the world, to learn a little bit what he does, what he wants, and how he fits into the overall strategy in West Tampa. So, sir, if you'd be so kind to give us your name, the name of your business, and your location, and the type of business.
My legal name's William Jenkins. I go by Rocky Jenkins, though. I have a gym at Albany and Maine in the same building with Bay Cannon Brewery and Carefree. I've been there. This is my third year. However, I'm born and raised in West Tampa. So it made sense for me to put it there because when I was growing up, we had, the recreation centers and things like that through the city. But I'll have to admit that if I had some better things around me, like my goal ultimately is to have this gym to where not only the neighborhood people can benefit from it, but also children, because obesity is a big deal. And had I had something like this easily accessible to me in the neighborhood, I probably would have gotten a hold of my health a long time ago. The main reason I opened the gym is I've actually myself lost 200 pounds in the last 7 years naturally.
Whoa, so hold on. How many pounds?
200.
Whoa, continue.
Yes, sir. So it makes sense for me to not only stop childhood obesity, but for there to be a focus as well on adults, just getting out there. And I think that sometimes having a little bit of a push or just a support system, that makes that much of the difference. So obviously not everything is perfect in the neighborhood, but it's not as bad as people make it. And I just feel like the more positive things that I could, help with around there, the better. And ultimately, my goal is to have it there long term, not just be a short term situation. So far, I've funded it with my real estate business, which is what I do full time. I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Florida, and I also do property management and project management. So,
excellent. We're going to be working with businesses throughout the West Tampa area, specifically African American businesses, because they are really struggling in West Tampa. And we want to make sure that they have the capital necessary to do what they need. Let me ask you 2 questions. What is it that you like about West Tampa, and what is it that you see as a problem in West Tampa?
Well, being from there, I love everything about West Tampa. What I don't love is the lack of Black businesses, and I feel like we're not even trying to the history there, preserve anything. It's just like, let's plow it all and start over. And that's, again, why I've fought so hard to stay there. The potential problems are just young children. It has nothing to do with the older people, I don't think, as much. And obviously, just like any other area, any other city, state, if you will, we obviously have a homeless population there. But it's also a situation where are the resources for those people? So I think it's a multi-step process, but actually having things around there that are starting to flourish would actually, I think, change the area altogether.
Okay, and there is a concern, I think, expressed among Black businesses in West Tampa, that there's no one really talking for them as a whole. That's one of the reasons why we work with the businesses in West Tampa, African American businesses, to start a African American merchant association. Now, you did talk about that there's some things you want to do with your building in order to expand. Share that with us, because No, but we want to have bankers as well as investors that are going to be listening to this presentation.
So currently I have about 2,400 square feet of space. I started in the front on Main with 1,000. So within my first 6 months, I doubled my space. However, based on how my building is set up, it would be more functional if I could get my building to a place where I could expand, which I have the opportunity to within the same building. So with that, I would be able to offer more programs. I wanted to have some showers there that I could build out. Right now, it's basically I have the two sides, but I'd like to add like some like a computer learning lab type of some type of operation that kids can, you know, also have something to do if their parents are there working out, but also kind of double as something that could actually help the benefit, like I said, the neighborhood. If we get them to do a little homework and work out, I think we could come up with some type of programming. Eventually, it's all down the line, and it depends heavily on what I can come up with. So I have a lot of ideas that stretch far beyond just doing the gym thing. I think if you pair some of that stuff together, you get a little bit more engagement.
Excellent. Let me ask you a question. And correct me if I'm wrong. There has been a lot of Black businesses that have left West Tampa, have closed down. What do you
Yes, sir.
number one reason why so many African American businesses are failing in West Tampa?
We can't afford it. You know, obviously rents are way different there than they once were, but not only that, most Black people start businesses with no capital. They started with their own capital because you know, we don't really have any generational wealth. The majority of my white friends who've started a business, mom and dad have said, here's, you know, this amount of money. And obviously we know it takes money to make money. So I think there's just a lack of any type of funding or resources, or we don't, you know, we're really not that well versed in that and knowledgeable when it comes to the business aspect. And honestly, that's another thing I want to be able to head up and help with. And that's actually getting people to understand building business credit and how to leverage your capital that you do have, which is, like I said, in most cases, Black businesses fail because we're using our own capital. And then when you run out, because businesses, you lose money the first 3 to 5 years. I don't buy the 2 to 3 year thing. Like you won't be profitable probably till after the 3rd or 4th year. And that's if you have the capital to keep going that long.
Well, one of the major concerns among businesses has been the lack of access to capital. Fortunately, you're in what's known as the CRA area. And one of the things about the CAR area is you have the ability to really have conversation with bankers. Over the next 30 to 60 days, we're going to be meeting with different banks in order to make access to capital available specifically to African American businesses. In addition to that, we're going to be working with residents in West Tampa to start their own home-based / e-commerce businesses. Currently, African Americans represent about 2%, especially those that live in West Tampa that own that business. We want to change that narrative. And again, over the next 6 to 12 months, we plan to have that program operational. We also want to assist existing African American businesses like yourself to access capital in order to build generational wealth. So that being said, anything else you want to share with West Tampa before we close out?
No, I'm grateful for the opportunity. And I definitely appreciate you even speaking with me and thinking enough to bring me in on the call. But mostly I just want to say that regardless, I'm gonna fight to stay in. You know, obviously, any direction that anyone has is definitely appreciated. So, again, I appreciate your time.
Now you connected to Darlene Jones, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's my aunt. Or yes, sir. That's my aunt.
Actually, she's a very powerful person in West Tampa. She's definitely a mover and shaker. She actually called me and said, Mike, check this. I want you to make this happen. And I said, girlfriend, you know I'll make it happen because she's my ride or die when it comes to West Tampa. So I told her, I said, look, we're going to hook up and we're going to make sure that he get those things necessary in order to become fully operational. I want to thank you again for taking part in this Zoom today. And know that we're going to be doing a follow-up with you, connecting you to banks and other things. Again, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank